श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So we are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter number 13. Jadabharat is explaining to King Rahugana about the various sufferings that a living entity is passing through while living in this material world. He compared it to a merchant who has entered into a forest in search of a treasure, but on the way he is only encountering various troubles and sufferings that is paining him at every step. The actual purport of all this is that we are searching for happiness in a place which is full of dangers, which is full of miseries, and which is deprived of any happiness or bliss. Even though we are trying to find we are finding some pleasures, they are all temporary and they are going to become a source of ultimate distress only. Whatever pleasure, temporary pleasures we are getting in this material world, they might become a source of our happiness for that particular instant, but in a long run, they are actually becoming a source of our misery only. Because once we have tasted some sweetness, we are endeavoring rest of the life only for that sweetness, undergoing so many troubles, thereby getting attached to this so-called material sweetness, that will again and again bring us back to this material world only. We have explored this forest of material existence several times, but still we are continuing to do the same every birth. So we should learn from these instructions of the Mahajanas that we have to put an end somewhere to this exploration for happiness in this material world. Through various narrations, through various conversations in Srimad Bhagavatam, this message has been repeatedly tried to be conveyed to all of us, that stop trying to explore for happiness in this world where happiness is not existing. There is no existence of happiness. Don't waste your time uselessly in search of that. So this is what is being, through various conversations, through various narrations, repeatedly being conveyed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, we will continue from verse number 8. Chalan kvachit kantaka sharkarangri nagan rurukshur vimana ivaste pade pade abhyastara vahni naritah kautumbikam krudhyati vai जनाय कोथाऊ पर्वते उठिते बासना करिया चलिते आरंभ करे. So in this forest, the living entity is trying to climb the mountains. There are mountains also. We have found, I went into the caves, there are so many mosquitoes, there are so many groves and so many other things. There are serpents that are depriving me from happiness. Let me go onto the hills. On the hills or on the mountains there may be some treasure. So in this forest of material existence, the living entity is climbing very steep mountains in search of pleasure. তখন পাদুকাদি ভাবে তাহার পদ কণ্টক কঙ্করাদি দ্বারা বিদ্ধ হয় এবং তার জন্য অত্যন্ত দুঃখ হইয়া থাকে. But he is not prepared to climb the mountains. He is not prepared. He went to an exploration of some treasure or wealth, but suddenly he has encountered a mountain which he was not prepared for, and he is climbing on the mountain without proper footrest, or maybe without no footrest also, or footwear, not rest, footwear. So what will happen? There are so many stones, pebbles of the mountain that are pricking through the feet of the traverser or the traveler, giving pain to him. So in search for happiness, he is trying to climb these steep mountains, but he is facing only troubles on the path. So he will get pained by this. अर्थात जीव कखनो पर्वतारोहणेर न्याय शास्त्रोदित सुदुष्कर कर्म अनुष्ठान करिते इच्छा करे, किंतु सहाय सम्पादेर अभावे সেই সকল কর্ম সম্পাদনে বহু বিঘ্ন উপস্থিত হয়, তখন সে আমি কি রূপে এই কার্য সমাধান করিব এরূপ চিন্তায় ব্যাকুল হইয়া সর্বদা অন্যমনস্ক থাকে. So this is compared to the living entity who is trying to perform various activities that are mentioned in the scriptures. You have to perform this karma, you have to perform this karma, that karma. So there are so many ceremonies that are described in the Vedas. To get wealth, if you want to get the place of Indra, you have to do this. If you want to become Brahma, you have to do this. If you want heavenly pleasures, you have to do this. In this manner, there are so many scriptures telling that, if you do this, there is a treasure. You can get treasure. So, the people who are in search for happiness, they take shelter of these scriptures, karma kanda aspect of scriptures, and trying to climb these steep mountains means it's not so easy to follow all these, what do you call, ceremonies that are described in the scriptures to attain the Brahmaloka or to attain Indraloka. It's not so easy. And also, because of no proper help during this time, just like there is no proper footwear, in a similar manner, while executing these karma kanda activities of the scriptures, there is no proper help. What kind of help? There is no proper brahmana who can do it. There is no proper place where you can perform a big yajna. So there is no proper help also. Money also is shortage. There is scarcity of money also. So due to all these things, it is extremely difficult for the living entity to execute the activities that are karmakanda activities that are mentioned in the scriptures, and therefore ultimately feeling helpless, nobody to help him, he will be in great pain. I want to do this, but nobody is there to help me. What to do? In this manner, the living entity who is trying to search for or attain happiness is traveling through steep mountains and only getting pain and miseries. কখনো কোনো কুটুম্বাসক্ত ব্যক্তি জঠরানলে পীড়িত হইয়া অনুক্ষণ স্ত্রী পুত্রাদির প্রতি ক্রোধ প্রকাশ করে. When the living entity is trying so much, endeavoring so much, not getting happiness, he is feeling hungry, there is no proper food to eat, then what happens? When one is in such great pain, anxiety, not even bare minimum necessities are getting filled, and his search or quest for the treasure is also not fulfilled, what will happen? He will become angry. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंस संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते काम कामात् क्रोधो विजायते. From kama, from desire means not ordinary desire, deep desire, extreme desire. When that is not fulfilled, when something becomes a stumbling block in the fulfillment of that desire, then one gets angry. So in a similar manner, the living entity who is in search of happiness is not able to meet with his bare minimum necessities, he will become angry. And where will he exhibit his anger? On the wife and children. Because of you, today my position is this. When you were not there, I was living happily. I had no problem. Now, ever since I married you, these problems began. You are the most unlucky woman in my life. You are the most unlucky child because of you. So, the living entity in search of the material pleasure, when he does not get it, he becomes angry and he will vent out his anger only on his wife and children or husband and children. In this manner, the living entity is in constant trouble. Previously he thought wife is going to be cause of my happiness, children will give me happiness. But when his self-interests are not met, then wife is the culprit, husband is the culprit, or children are the culprit. They are at fault. They are victims of all these things. So this is what is going on in this material world. So that we thought as a cause of pleasure, some time later we will say this is the cause of my misery. So actually nothing in this material world is the cause of pain or misery. It is our mind that is the cause of pain or misery, or pleasure, pain and pleasure. Wife is not the cause of anyone's pain or pleasure. Wife cannot give pleasure to anyone, nor can a wife give pain to anyone. It is how a receiver receives it. It is how it is dependent on how the husband takes it, or it is depends on how the wife takes it. If the mindset is good, that will become cause of happiness. If the mindset is not good, that will become cause of misery. Ultimately, selfish interest. If selfish interest is fulfilled, he or she is cause of my happiness. If selfish interest is not fulfilled, he or she is the cause of my pain. So, in this material world, the living entity is traversing through this material forest in search of happiness. नगान रुरुक्षुः महापर्वतेर न्याय कन्नपुत्रादिर विवाह रूप यशः लाभेर इच्छा करिया विमना की रूपे इहा पार होइबो এই রূপ চিন্তাগ্রস্ত হয়. Now he will think that, oh, I got a daughter, I will get her nicely married, I will spend so much money, and I will invite so many persons. In this manner, a person is thinking, she is my only daughter, I shall give her, make her wedding grand way. But he will not find a proper source to help him out. No money or no proper assistance. If you need to do big programs, simply money is not enough. You need man help also. Manpower is also required. Money power is required. Manpower is required. Intelligence is required. So many things are required. Incapacitated by any of these helps, he will become totally worried. Oh, I thought of giving my daughter in wedding in a grand way, but how can I do it now? So he becomes worried. So the thing is that he is trying to climb this such a steep mountain. Simply getting married is not bringing happiness. You will have children. You will have to get them married. You have to train them properly in the first place. You have to discipline them. When I was in IIT Bombay, there was one professor, very mischievous professor, jovial and mischievously jovial. So he used to always cut jokes, cunning jokes, sometimes very, laughable, sometimes you get angry on them, like that, sometimes, but always very jovial fellow is. So one day on the way, he was talking to some other professor on the way, he's walking by the corridor, and I was also just passing by in the other way, and he's telling to his colleague, to the other professor, I like children very much, provided they are not mine. Because if you have your own children, all responsibilities will come. If the child is not yours, you can love him as much as he is not crying. The moment the child is crying, give to the mother. You take care. Now I finished. I cannot take care of him. But if it is your child, you cannot give that responsibility to someone else. You have to see why he is crying. You have to see what is happening with him, why he is sick or whatever. You have to take the entire responsibility. So, children are nice if they are not ours. So that's a very nice thing, very philosophically is right, though very jokingly he told this. The thing is, in a similar manner, we are thinking that, oh, we will have children. Children will bring happiness to me. But once you have children, we will realize that actually, happiness is there for sure, but there is much more to be sacrificed to get that happiness. It's a steep mountain to climb, to discipline the child, to put him in a proper school, to make him study, to get him passed through the examinations, get a nice job, get employed. To see to all these things is a very, very big climbing on a mountain. It's a very, very steep mountain to climb. So people think that, oh, I can easily do it. But once they start this travel of, this material life, they will understand that it's too steep for me to climb. I don't have proper help also now. And in the middle way, he will become totally disturbed, disappointed, despondent, anxious, worried, to all the greatest degrees of frustration. He will go. যেহেতু যেমন পাদুকাদির ভাবে কণ্টকাদির দ্বারা বিদ্যাঙ্গ্র হয়, সেইরূপ সহায়াদির অভাবে বিঘ্নাভিভূত হইয়া পড়ে. Just like without footwear, it is very difficult to travel, particularly to climb on a mountain. If you see from a distance, the mountain looks very nice, very green. Wow, it's so green. I want to visit that mountain. If you go close to the mountain, you see there are more stones than the trees and the grass. Isn't it? Have you experienced this? Because everything looks so nice from a distance. Everything looks so nice from a distance. When you get closer, you will understand the reality of it. The marriage system is also like that. From distance, it looks so nice. Wow, marriage, so nice. You will have a beautiful wife or a caretaking husband. You will have children. Your house will be always full of children playing, and then lot of screaming, lot of roaring. Every day is a festival. You are living alone in the house, boring, but you have wife and children. Every day is a festival. From distance, once you have your own festival in your house, you will understand that, oh, I thought this is a festival, but this is something else. It's the opposite. This is a disturbance, not a festival. So the man who is not having a proper footwear, he is trying to climb this steep mountain, and in the middle of it he says, I am no longer able to do so. Then what will happen? Abhyantara bahnina जठराग्निर ज्वालाय पीड़ित होइया क्षणे क्षणे अपरेर ऊपर क्रुद्ध है. Then begins the problem. Because of you, I am in this problem. You are the cause of my problem. This fellow has done this. So, being unable to fulfill the basic necessities of our life, the man will constantly curse those who are surrounding him. So in this manner, the living entity is, getting constantly troubled in this material world. Kvachin nigirno ajagaraahina jano navaiti kinchid dvipine apaviddha dashtang sma shete kwa cha dandashukair अंधौ अंधकूपे पतितस्त मिम्रे. कखनो बा अजगर सर्प से व्यक्ति के विषदंशने नाश करे. And sometimes there are these poisonous, venomous snakes, the cobras. They attack these living entities. In the forest you find everything. All the creatures are there. What is not there? So the cobras are waiting in the forest. You are hunting for treasure and they are waiting. Just like our Aghasura was waiting in Vrindavan. He was waiting for all these cowherd boys and Krishna to enter. He made a very nice cave. He opened the mouth like this, very big mouth. And all the Brajavasis thought, oh, very nice cave, Krishna, let's go, let's play. We have not seen this cave before. Krishna is saying, no. Why no? We shall play, let's see, let's go inside. They went inside. And Krishna also went inside. Of course, he killed. So in this manner, there are so many venomous snakes or the cobras waiting inside the forest. তখন সেই বনমধ্যে পরিত্যক্ত শরীরের ন্যায় পীড়িত থাকে, কিছুই বুঝতে পারেন না. When these venomous snakes or the cobras, when they bite, what happens? Immediately faint. So the living entity gets fainted unconscious of any of the external activities due to the bite of these cobras. अर्थात अजगर सर्प सदृश निद्रा विभूत হইয়া मानव सुख दुखादि किछु अनुभव करते पारे ना. Means sometimes Ajagar, means this cobra, has one peculiar character. It is very lazy. Cobra is a creature which is very lazy to do anything. If you see, the cobra eats food, but for eating the food, cobra does not put any endeavor. He is lying just like that, lazily. Some person is coming close to the cobra, he will eat, he will finish him, and then again he will coil himself and sleep there only. He will neither move before nor after. He is the most laziest creature, as if he is in a fainted situation. Our Avadhuta, we read in the Avadhuta Brahmanas, from the cobra also he learnt a lesson. A cobra does not endeavor for food. He is not endeavoring any much for food, or nor does he store any food. Cobra, you don't hear that cobra is storing food. Oh, tomorrow I may not get my man to eat, let me kill one and then keep. No, he eats and then he finishes, he sleeps. He does not worry about his next meal. So from Avadhuta, from cobra, Avadhuta Brahmana learned this, that a living entity should be satisfied with as much as he gets without endeavoring too much. One should be lazy for material pleasures, not over endeavor for material pleasures. This is what he learned from the cobra. But now this cobra is different. What instruction we are getting from this cobra is different. When the cobra is bitten, the person faints. In a similar manner, the living entity is sometimes in a sleeping state, completely unaware of what is going on, what is not going on. Means he is losing his time in this manner in sleep, bitten by the cobra. Kokhano hinsro jantugan tahake dantaghata kore, अर्थात दुर्जन गण नानाविध पीड़ा प्रदान करे. Sometimes very ferocious animals, they attack. There are so many animals that attack with their teeth, and their teeth have poison also. So in this forest there are several other animals who are very envious or very violent, like snakes. They are also violent. They attack, they bite the living entity. Means these snakes or these violent animals, harmful animals, are compared to the durjanas, means the bad persons in this material world. There are so many bad persons who always try to insult, always try to speak ill, always try to give trouble, not only by words, by body also, through their actions also they give troubles. So in this material world we also find such persons, such bad people who give pain to the living entities. तखन से विवेक रहित होइया घन तमसावृत अंधकूपे पतित है, अर्थात दुखादिपूर्ण माया मोहे निमग्न है. And in such a unconscious or unintelligent state, he finally falls into a deep pit which is densely dark. Means in this manner the living entity enters into more and more deeper, darkest regions of the material existence. Means he will get entangled more and more. In search of happiness, a living entity enters into the family life, and not only family life, into this material world, not just married life, but into this material world he enters, and more he gets entangled, losing his intelligence. In spite of facing so many problems, this man is not taking a U-turn. Let me get out of this forest. This forest is, I am not finding any happiness. In this forest, I am only getting pains after pains, miseries after miseries. Therefore, let me not look for such, happiness where I have to undergo so many troubles. Let me take a U-turn and go back. The living entity is not thinking. He will lose intelligence. Okay, I think I have not put proper efforts yet. Or maybe happiness is very close by. I think I am getting very close there. Why should I give up now? Let me try little more. So thinking like this, he will lose all his good intelligence and gets entrapped further and further in this material existence. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Ajagara hina, কখনো ajagara sarpa darshana nidraয় abhibhut হইয়া পড়ে. Sometimes the living entity sleeps lazily like a cobra. Apaviddha bandhugan kartrika aprabodita havai दंदशूकैः दंशनकारी हिंस्र जंतुतुल्य दुर्जनेर द्वारा पीड़ित होइया अंध अर्थात विवेकीहीन है. Sometimes he is sleeping lazily. Sometimes being bitten by the bad people, means being attacked or being blamed by these bad people. The living entity is sometimes becomes so ignorant that he is completely become blinded. He is not finding any way out of this, bondage. अंधकूपे मोहरूप अंधकूपे निपतित होइया दुःखमय अंधकारे निमग्न है. Means अंधकूप means the dark well. So the living entity thus falling into this dark well will not find a way to come out of it, and he is troubled within that well. Karhismachit kshudra rasana vichinvan stan manakshikabhi व्यथितो विमानः तत्रातिकृच्छ्रं पतिलब्धमानो विलुम्पश्च्यथ तांस्ततो अन्ये. केहो कौन स्थाने यत् किंचित मधु अर्थात परदारादि अन्वेषण करिते गिया तथाय मधुमक्षिका अर्थात से स्त्रीगणेर स्वामी श्वशुर प्रभृति आत्मीय गण द्वारा ताड़ित होइया जातना भोग करे. And sometimes when a person is not satisfied with his own wife and children, he will be in search for another woman for material pleasure. And this material other woman is compared to madhu. Madhu means honey. He is searching for honey. When he is searching for honey and you find a honey bee hive, if you put your finger in the honey bee hive, what will happen? The honeys will come and attack you. So, in a similar manner, he has his own honey, but he is not tasting his own honey, but he wants to enter into another's honey bee. What will happen? He is thus attacked by all these, honey bees. And these honey bees are compared to the husband of that particular woman, or the, father-in-law, mother-in-law, guardian of that particular woman, being attacked by such a person. Yatana bhog kare, he is in a great trouble, loss. I was in search of honey, but what did I get in return? ধনাদি ব্যয় করিয়া বহু কষ্টে যদিও কিঞ্চিত মধু লাভ হয়, তাহা হইলে অন্যে তাহার নিকট হইতে ওই মধু অপহরণ করে সে ভোগ করিতে পায় না। Okay, I have lots of money. Let me spend lots of money for honey. So with money you can purchase so many things. So let me use my money to get this honey, and he will spend lots of money. Ultimately he gets the honey, only to realize a person who has got more money is snatching away this honey also. So the thing is, whatever I have forcefully attained by, first thing is that, the person is getting, thrashed by the husband and the father-in-law, mother-in-law and other relatives of that woman. But even by hook or crook, by spending lots of money or somehow, elope her away, take her away. But a person who is more powerful than me, or a person who has more money, he will snatch that also away from a man. In this way, living entity who is trying to get happiness even by force is being deprived, because someone else is also, doing the same. This material world is, in our school days we used to study survival of the fittest. I think you also heard this, survival of the fittest. In the forest, if you see, those who are fit, those who are strong, they will kill those who are, lower in strength to them. But these are in turn killed by those who are more stronger than them. And in this way the chain goes. So the lower species are attacked by a little, powerful, and these powerful are attacked by still more powerful, and these still more powerful attacked still more powerful. In this manner, survival of the fittest. He who has got more power is ultimately going to be the one who is going to survive. In a similar manner, in this material world, we are all running in the race of survival. All of us are running for survival, and we have started the running race. Not 100 meter, 200 meter, 1000 meter. It is a race of a lifetime, that nobody can run for such a long time. Even after running 100 meters, 100, 200 meters, one will be tired, exhausted. Please bring me lemon water. Please bring me glucose water. But one has to run for the entire lifetime. It is a life of race. If you go to Bombay, you will see what is race. If you go to New York, you will find what is race. No one has time, because time equals to money. The more you put your endeavor for money, the more you become richer. So why should I be overtaken by someone else? So survival of the fittest. So in this manner, even if by force someone gets a woman of his own choice, some other person more powerful than this person is snatching away. Survival of the fittest. I'll just finish the purport because it is small. Kshudra rasan yat kinchit madhutulyo parastri sambhog kurite giya tan makshikabhihi makshika tulyo tahar bharta shashuri prabhriti dwara vimanah apamanito hoya vyatito hoy. So for very insignificant pleasure of enjoyment with others' wife, a person enters into this kind of an effort, and he is completely insulted by the husband of that woman or by the caretakers of that particular woman, and in this manner he feels greatly insulted. Jodi বা কোনো প্রকারে অতি ক্লেশে ধন ব্যয়াদির দ্বারা পরদার সম্ভোগ প্রাপ্ত হয়, তখন তাহা হইতে অধিক ধন ব্যয়ে অন্য কোনো লোক সেই পরস্ত্রীকে অপহরণ করে। And by spending lots of money, by putting lots of effort, somehow he will get to enjoy with that wife of other husband, but that will not also last long, because someone else more powerful than this person, someone else who is more richer than this person will take away this woman from him. এবং সেই অপহরণকারীগণের নিকট হইতেও অন্য লোকেরা ওই মধু বলপূর্বক আত্মসাৎ করে। কাজেই মধু অন্বেষণকারী বণিকের ন্যায় জীবের আর উহা ভোগ হয় না। So the meaning of this is that the merchant who is in the forest in search of pleasure, he is hunting, he is searching, and then he will think that, oh, ultimately I have attained this. The moment he is just trying to put it in his mouth, some other person who is more powerful than him will snatch it from his mouth, and then he will put it near his mouth. So even though with great difficulty one is attaining pleasures in this material world, even before one can enjoy them, they are finished. A person has earned lots of money, and now it is there in the house. He thinks that, okay, from tomorrow I am going to enjoy, and that day night there will be demonetization, everything is finished, or some income tax will come, or some other raid will happen in his house, and everything is finished. In a moment all his dreams have come to an end. So in this manner, the material world, the miseries are coming one after another, and even though it looks like we are very, very close to happiness, it is immediately snatched in no time. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराध्यतम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्तिदयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सपरिकर श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्री श्री राधा गोविंद श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ जीव की जय। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। जय श्री जड़ भरत की जय। रघुगण राजा की जय। समागत भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।